want us to specifically dive into SVG paths and that define attribute I mentioned earlier, because even within the SVG elements I use really often, I find that like the path element is extremely powerful. And flower petal. And so here is the SVG elements, or I guess so this is what we need to write to create this shape. And so here we have the SVG, and I say I just want a width and height of 100 pixels by 100 pixels. You can ignore this styling. Going on here, but the main part that we really want to focus on is this define string. And I know that this down to 3 different commands. And these are kind of, again, the commands that I like to use quite often with the SVG paths, and there's definitely many more commands that you can use with SVG paths. These are the ones that I think, especially with the curve to, are the most powerful. So the 3 commands are move to, line to, and curve to. So let's talk about how they work a little bit. So move to has a syntax of X, Y, and the way that I like to think about it is it means pick the pen off the pen paper and put it back down at this position X, Y. And the next command is line to. And so what this one is we have a XY position. And what that means is if the pen is already on the paper, so we either have we already have a move to command before it, or maybe we're changing it on some other commands. But the important thing is if we have the pen already on the paper, draw a straight line to that XY position. And so you can see it here. So we chain it off of that move to. So we have some first move to XY position that we already have the pen on, and then we draw that straight line to the line to XY position. And the fun one is this curve to, this cubic Bezier curve. And I think that with this one, we can actually draw a lot of different shapes. So with this one, different things, but a control point. The second XY position is this purple control point. And finally, this red one is the XY coordinate that we should end up at. And so the way that I like to think about curve to is, again, if the pen is already on the paper, in this example, it's on the paper with a move to command. So if the pen is already on the paper, then we draw a straight line to that final red XY position, and then we take the blue and purple in this particular example, we have the 2 anchor points going up. But if you, for example, if you put the purple anchor point kind of below that dotted line, then you can draw a curve that kind is now my starting XY. And then I draw a straight line to 0, 85. And then what happens is that previous line to command then switches and becomes my starting point. Draw a straight line to the ending, the line to -20, 100. And then our final curve uses that previous line 2 as the starting positions and draws the curve with the ending point back at 0, 0. And so that's how we drew that flower petal.